Hey guys, John here with a silver update. In my last video I mentioned I'd purchased a Royal Silver bond, a $5,000 US dollar bond for their silver bond. I get paid in silver interest rather than fiat currency interest. Obviously, as all videos that I've been doing of late, mixed response to the reasons why I'm doing that. Look, it was a cash position that earns me silver, so it was cash that was in the bank doing nothing. It may come out if silver drops considerably, or gold even, but for the time being it's doing nothing but earning fiat interest, so why not do it earning silver interest? So I understand completely it's not for everyone, but there are some people that were interested in it, and that's why I do these videos. Obviously not every video I do is going to have 100% appeal. It's just what I'm doing, and you can take it or leave it. So obviously a lot of people wanted to know how to hedge, what is hedging and how to hedge, because I'm in Australia, I spend Australian dollars. I've given Royal Silver 4,500 Australian dollars. At the end of the 2 years, if I think the US dollar is going to go down, that means I'm not going to get as much Australian dollars back. Whatever I get back may still have the same purchasing power, but I basically just want to hedge that FX exposure, FX meaning foreign exchange, so that I get $4,000 back, $4,500. So it is a small amount to hedge, 5,000 US. Most brokers won't allow you to hedge such small amounts. You can still find them. IG Markets isn't one of them, but if you just want to hedge that amount, you might have to look around for a broker that will offer you that contract. It's what we call a micro contract. We have major, mini contracts on here, and what you're looking for is a micro contract. I don't have them. I think in some markets on IG Markets they have micro, but not for the Australian dollar market anyhow. So that's okay for me, because I've got other US denominated assets, and it's okay for me to be hedged the minimum, which is $10,000 US. So how do I do it? Okay, this is a fresh new demo account. It's got $20,000 of Bitcoin money in it. It's not real, and all I do here is this is the first screen you see. I've literally just opened this demo account, so because obviously I've customized my layout, so I don't know how it looks when you first create an account, and this is it here. You've got your finder over here. You just type in AUD/USD, hit search, and the Australian dollar contracts will come up. You've got the mini contract, which is the one we're after, and the major, or just the normal contract. So we're looking for the mini. You click on this little arrow here, click deal ticket, and in terms of number of contracts, we just want the minimum, which is one contract. Now, I always trade with a guaranteed stop. A stop is basically guaranteeing if the price drops, the Australian dollar price, I'm guaranteed to exit the trade. Now, with a hedge, technically, you never want to get stopped out of the trade. It's not a trade, it's a hedge. So if the Australian dollar drops heaps, that's okay, because you're going to get more US dollars back from this trade. When you convert your US dollars back after the 2 years, you're going to get more Australian dollars. Sorry, even though I've been doing this for years, sometimes you still get confused. So anyhow, I always trade with a guaranteed stop. I just do it because it's a habit, and I can't not do it, because what could technically happen is the Australian dollar just falls out of bed completely, and I've got to cough up heaps of extra margin in this account. Always trade with a guaranteed stop. That's my advice. And I'm going to put it 1,000 pips away. Now, 1,000 pips is the terminology we use in Forex. A pip, one pip, it stands for something. I think it means like percent or point. Yeah, I can't remember what pips stand for, but it's something like that, and it really just means 1/100th of a cent. So how you read this number here is, okay, this is the Australian dollar exchange rate, 105.32, 33. Obviously it moves quite a bit. The first three digits here, the smaller ones, are like you'd read that as $1.05. Right, and that's mainly what we see at banks and stuff. But when you're trading, it goes to 1/100th, actually 1/1000th if you include what's called the pipette, smaller. So you can actually trade at this decimal place. So 36 hundredths of a cent is what that number is there, and that's how the FX markets trade. So 1,000 pips to get how many cents that is, you just take off 2 zeros. So it's 10 cents. Meaning if this goes down to 95 cents, 105 minus 10 cents is 95, this stop will get hit and the trade will close, and this hedge will lose 948 Australian dollars. Okay, but we're not in it to lose in this trade. We don't care if it goes down that much in the 2 years, because when we get our US dollars back, we'll be able to get more Australian dollars. In fact, $948 more will effectively break even. And that's all a hedge is. Remember, you just want to keep your money. You don't want to make or lose. But I still would recommend putting a stop there. Now, if the price dropped to, say, $1 even, what they call parity, $1 Australian equals $1 US, you can move this down. You can move it down to 2,000 pips, you know. And yes, you will have to start putting in more margin. Okay, so that is a downside of hedging, is that you've got money tied up, margin tied up. However, if over, say, 6 months' time, you end up being up, so the US dollar does drop and the Australian dollar does rally, and let's say you get up 1,000 pips and you make 1,000 pips in this hedge, you can set your stop loss later on, I'll show you, to break even. So you actually then can withdraw your funds out of the account and you don't need any money in the account, at least on IG markets. So it's possible to have a hedge and be in a position where you don't have to be tying up any capital. But you'll just have to manage it throughout the 2 years. It's just, you know, unless you've got a finance or account manager doing this for you, this is what we do. So all we do is we set our one contract size, 1,000 pips, just click the buy button. Done. This is my hedge in the market. And obviously you start a couple of dollars down, because that's the brokerage fee that is paid to IG markets, the cost of the trade. Now we just see what happens. If the Australian dollar rallies and goes up, this will become more profitable. This is US dollars here, by the way. So the trade will become in profit, and if it goes up, say 20%, it means I make 20% from this trade, so that would be $1,000, and when I repatriate the US dollars from my Royal Silver bond, I'll lose 20%. But the net effect is that I have the original 5,000 or 4,500 Australian dollars, and that's the whole point of hedging. And it's pretty simple in theory of what to do. All you have to do is enter one contract and leave it in, and manage your stop loss. This is how you simply just click on the stop loss here to change it. So let's say Australian dollar dropped heaps, came down to parity. I might want to move that stop down to, instead of 95 cents, 85 cents. But I do need, then it tells me down here what my margin required is. I'll need $2,000 in there, because if it went down to 85 cents, and that would be a pretty drastic move, it's hard to imagine, but you know, these are the things that can not go wrong, but they have to be prepared for. So yeah, that's something you have to consider. You know, if you want to hedge, do you have the money on the side to tie up in a hedge if you need to? So that's how you move the stop losses down. Don't worry about limit level. That's where you want to close the trade. And then let's say after 2 years, fast forward, blah, 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 you simply just click on the trade and click sell. And the trade will be closed. Your account here will be plus or minus depending on how the trade went. You then repatriate your US dollars to Australian dollars, and you have 4,500 Australian dollars. Now you can do this denominated in anything you want: silver, gold, copper. I could have done it in Swiss francs, anything. Doesn't matter what currency you do it in, the process is the same. Now, one word of caution. Now this is a brokerage account, and you're going to be tempted. You're going to, I don't know, you'll probably type in silver here. Oh, let me close this. Oops. I can just see what happens, that's all. I've seen it happen. You type in silver, you see, oh, look at these flashing pretty colors. Huh? How is silver going down? Anyhow, wasn't gold going off? Let me have a look. Sorry, I've gotten sidetracked here, by the way. But anyhow, yeah, okay, gold's come down a bit from the high. Silver's also coming down. It's crazy. What's Wall Street doing? in absolute free fall. Anyhow, so what you want to do is not be tempted to trade if you're a new trader. Like, you've got a brokerage account, you've got your money in there, you're able to trade if you want to. I just want to put a word of warning out there. Once you have access to this, you may be tempted just to gamble. You know, while I can't tell you what to do, I wouldn't recommend jumping into an FX platform not knowing much about trading, anything about trading. I open up a demo account like this is. This wasn't real money here that I lost, you know, and you know, and start trading. Come on, let's do a big Wall Street trade just to show you how quickly this thing's moving. Let's buy it. Not that I would, but oops. Wow, it's being difficult. Wow, it really is being difficult. Okay, so here we are. This is a big Wall Street contract. I just double checked. It had a heartbeat for a second. I thought this was my real account, but it's not. So here we are. Plus 200, plus 500, plus 600. You know, things move pretty quickly. And you'll be tempted to want to get in a piece of this action. You'll be tempted to make money like this and try and trade, and you know, you'll think you're a hero because you got a forex trading platform. It's just not that simple, guys. I wish this trade would lose money so I could show how quickly you can lose money, but it just so happens that I'm making money. Fake money, Bitcoin money. So yeah, just that's all I just want to put, is that word of warning out there. Don't stuff around. This is real money, and if you hedge, just hedge, and you know, change the password, or somehow get someone to change the password so you can't log in, something like that, just to keep your wits about you. Okay, guys, that's it. Talk to you soon.